Okay. So I'm still getting better from my cold. Or sore throat. I actually don't know what hit me. But something gave me a sore throat for a couple days, so... Anyways, I'm back. Yes, we are live. It is basically almost done. All that's really left is to get this moving. And the fingers to, like, kind of look correct. I'm mostly better already, so no worries about that. So, let's see here. Gotta open this up. Alright. So there's gonna be a new... yeah. A new parameter here. Yeah. It's gonna be called bowing hand forearm. Yeah. I think I'm gonna do this from negative 10 to 10. Hi Jose, how you doing? And Yem, how y'all be? Alright, next I gotta grab the Viola bow position. Okay. So from here, I'm gonna go ahead and make a new deformer. By the way, how you like the dark mode for live2d? I'm not used to it yet, but I think I'll get used to it and actually start liking it more than the regular. So let's see here. This is this is going to be the movement of the Viola bow. Yeah, so live2d editor has hit version 5.0, which is pretty cool. I am glad that I get the upgrades. Okay, so I'm gonna move this down to about here, and then this part's gonna be kind of hard because we need this to come almost all the way up here, right? So now we have this movement here, and now I gotta see at all the different body angles how that looks. Yeah, that still looks correct. Yeah, that would be right. Yeah, that's also right. Okay, now we need the bow upper arm and the bow right forearm to be together. So let's grab all these. I'm gonna make another deformer. This is going to be called bow forearm movement. forearm hand track movement. And this will also be tracked here. So let me also replicate this. Move that a little bit more. And rename this bowing hand forearm. Let's see. This is gonna be the Y. The Y coordinate. Yep. And this one is gonna be the X coordinate. Okay. So gonna turn this, move that up. Okay. And the bow hand will come up to about here. It'll come out to about here. Okay, so there's one. And this upper bow arm right is also going to need a bow arm hand track movement. And this will also try to line up perfectly here. I'll move this up. And we'll scoot this up a little bit more here. And we'll also rotate this because the shoulder does come up quite a bit when you move your arm out here. Okay. Take that down there. From here, I think I do need to make the shoulder come up a little bit more. So let me go over here. Shawl, XY, viola. Left arm, viola, X, Y, Z. Shoulders, Z. Right arm. Upper body Y, wing folded. I need to find the forearm movement here. Shirtwaist. Viola shoulder, that's what it was called. Okay, so I'm going to reset everything to default. And then I'm going to add another inside here called viola shoulder hand track. And that's what's going to move here. So we're going to bring this up a little bit, a little bit. There we go. And then coming up all this way. Most of this will have to come up quite a bit. I'm gonna stretch it up. There we are. Might have to bring it out a little bit further. Just a tiny bit. There you go. This one I can probably pull in just a little. There we go. Select. All right. Now let me see what this looks like at different body angles. Let me see what it looks like here. Let me set this back to default and move some of these back down. Okay. Okay, so this might not need as much of an exaggeration here. But it might need a little bit more here. You can pull this in a little bit. Alright, there we go. Now back to this arm. This upper arm is a little bit weird. Give me a minute. Okay, I see why it looks weird and feels weird. It's because this part doesn't look quite right. Hold on. There we go. Might be a little better this way. Okay, yeah, there we go. Oh, hey Faust and Manelis. Welcome. Yeah, there's the frill sleeves open now. So that's pretty good. I like that. I just gotta check that at different body angles it still looks correct. Because here it does not. See that? So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm probably going to have to... Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to grab these hand track movements and and track them very specifically. Hold on. Let me go up to this movement here. Okay, so we're at center. I'm going to move the upper arm to match the lower arm. Basically, that's the upper arm's where not quite where I want it to be, but the lower arm is. So I'm going to move the upper arm by giving it all these keyframes. So the center's fine. I need to do each of these 9 keyframes. So let me relink these. So corner neutral's good. Corner down is not quite right. Hold on. Let me turn this. Move it out a little bit. There we go. Let me move it up. Pull it out a little bit. Move it up. Okay, there we go. Maybe raise it a little bit too. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, so that's that corner. And now I gotta do downwards motion, which is a little bit off, but not too bad. Stretch this out a little bit. Give it a little turn. This needs to be stretched out a bit. And turned. There we go. There we are. A lot of keyframes. A lot of keyframes. What is that name? Name of what? The VTuber's name? The VTuber is Yam Albat. They're in the chat right now, actually. If you want to ask them about their stuff. I do not mind at all, because she's a good friend. Okay. That's pretty good. What's that noise? It was cat? Yes, it was 2 cats. 2 cats. It's Tipper and Drago, my cats. Making a ruckus. You know, just doing their thing. They decide, oh, it's time to bite each other. It's time to bite. Big bite. Alright, let's see. That's correct. This center, that's also fine. This one's not so fine. Hold on. And bring that in a little. That looks better. Neutral. Yeah, that looks right. How about all the way up? I think I will have to move this one. Gonna give it a little turn, a little bit of a boost, more of a turn. There we go. Turn it down a little bit, bring it up. Alright, then corner. looks good so far. Let's set this to the opposite corner and see how that looks. I need this to be a little bit steeper. There we go. And then here at center, this might need a little bit more angle. There we go. And then this might need a little more too. And then going up all the way. Gonna need this to be a little bit bigger and then turned quite a bit. Okay, and now I gotta adjust this so it looks correct. And in the center, this needs a little bit more connection to the body. There we go. Oh no. That does change it. Oh no. Oh my god, that does change it. Shit. Oh, okay. That's alright. I'm gonna go to here. This movement here. And I'm gonna add the body Z. I'm gonna set this to 0, not to 0. That looks good. Okay, I'm gonna remove the Z from there. I'm actually gonna put the Z on something else. Gonna give it another one. Oh, hand HT ZXY. This is gonna probably depend on the body motion, right? And then also the Z. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Okay, if I set everything to default and I move this here, now I gotta see which one it is that makes it move bad. I think it's X, honestly. Y, oh, okay, maybe a little bit of Y. Okay, so live2d is gonna be pretty upset at me, but this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and give it an X parameter, right? I'm gonna extend it this way and shorten it a little bit this way, right? Just a tiny bit, right? So there's that. Now we go to the opposite. Okay, that looks fine, that looks fine. Down all the way. Left, right is okay. Now we add our angle to the right. It's fine. To the left. This needs a little bit of adjustment here. Right, there we go. Okay, center. That's fine. To the right. Tilt. Tilt. Okay. Right, at center. Okay. Can make this a little bit longer. Tilt it a little bit more. There we go. Right, now let's see center. Center looks okay. Tilted the opposite direction. And we'll need just a little bit of adjustment this way. A little more adjustment this way. Okay, so there's that. Live2d will just have to deal with it. Yes, that's how you do it sometimes, especially with like Bridger. That's another one where Live2d will yell at you and then you just say, no, I'll do what I want. Yep, so there's that. Okay, and now we add all the way up. So to the right, that's fine, but probably could use a little bit of a different angle on the forearm. You see the middle again. Okay, it's good. It's good. Alright, let's tilt it to the left. Okay. And then center it with the tilt. Okay. And then over with the tilt. There we go. I'm gonna turn it a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now we'll tilt the other way. In which case I'm gonna tilt the entire arm. Move it over. Move it across. At center. Tilt it a little bit. Stretch it. Okay. And then for this one, we'll just make it a little bit smaller. Tilt it. Bring it in. There we go. There we are. Okay. Next step would be to try to add the Y parameter. So now that's the warning that live2d gives me. And it says, you're doing it bad. And so I am. Okay, just gonna move anything that I think looks bad. So I'm gonna link these again. Gonna do each corner. The center is already good, so I just gotta do each corner. And then the sides as well. Side's okay. Side's also okay. So corner. Turn it a little bit. Shrink this a little bit. That'll do. That corner looks okay. Now here's where I'm starting to get some of the oddities happening. Go. Put it up to the top. And give it a slight turn here. And a bit of a move. Maybe a little more length. Okay, that's fine. With no body tilt, this looks okay. And there might be a little bit more that I can do here. There we are. Okay. So there's that. Now with the body tilt. I think I'm gonna have to slide the whole arm down a little bit more. Centered. Pull this up. Pull this out. Squeeze it down a little bit. Next corner. Pull the arm out. Bring it down. Alright. And then we go down. Arm has to come out. Maybe be a little bit shorter. There we go. Center. And yep, arm has to come out a bit. Lower corner. There we are. So that looks about right. And now I repeat that. And now I repeat that for the middle. So the neutral. So at neutral, everything needs to look decent. So let's see here. That corner looks good, that corner looks good. This corner looks a little bit... yeah. This corner's maybe a little too far out. No, that's fine. This one needs a little bit more moving. There we go. Okay, those corners are good. Let me put it to neutral. Neutral should look good. Okay, let me tilt it the other way. This one needs a little bit of pulling in. center needs to be pulled out. Let me look at this again. I think this does need to be pulled out a little bit. Okay, there we go. Back over. Turn it. Move it a little bit. There we go. And that corner does not need to extend as far. Okay, that looks good. Last one. Extend it out. That corner looks okay. Let me bring this down a little bit. Looks good. This corner needs to be down a little bit further, I think. Maybe out a little bit. Okay. Center's okay. Maybe needs a little bit of tweaking here. There we go. Over. And down. Good. Let's lean the other way. This needs a little bit more angle. Or maybe it doesn't need more angle and just needs the whole thing to slide over. Okay, across, that's good. Just straight to the side, needs a little bit more space here. Pretty sure. Okay, so the hand is going to be kind of bigger, I guess. But the sleeve needs to be smaller. So we'll try to do this. Okay. And then might actually pull this in a little more. That way it doesn't look so out of place going across the top. Corner. It's pulled out a little bit. Down. Okay. Okay. Aww. That sucks. Internet is like one of those things that, you know, remember when there wasn't any internet? You know, actually, I don't know if I should ask that. I'll feel old. Okay, so the playing hand, no, the hand and the bow. Yeah, this hand and bow has to go above everything. There we go. Because I need it to come up and even at any angle be at the correct overlap, right? See? There we go. Alright, so now we have that overlap here. There's some more motion to do, and it's gonna be holy crap. So let's do this. Okay. Bow hand tracking movement. Oh boy. Gonna add another one. Bow hand track upper Y. No. String angle. String angle. That's what I'm gonna call it. Cool. Now I have a word for it, and that's gonna be here. So, first things first, I'm gonna go over to the actual bow itself. Come on. Let me grab the bow. There we go. The viola bow movement. For this, I think this is currently... Yeah, that's currently on the highest string, so I'm gonna move this over to the center. And it'll turn and be on a lower string. And then it'll be on the lowest string over here. Hold on. Let me see how I want to do this. So this is good. This is alright. Maybe this is a little bit too much angle, and instead, what I need... No, I'm just going to put that to default. Remove the keyframes. Add them back in. Shorten it slightly, and shorten it even more. And then at the center, this is going to be down a little bit further. Extend this, give a little bit of tilt. Move it forward a little bit. Gotta make sure that this all looks correct. Yeah, and that's gonna tilt a whole bunch. There we go. So that's what that's supposed to do. And what I gotta do is synthesize the corners for that. Okay, so this corner and this corner are going to be pretty different. So this one is going to be here. This corner's there. There we go. And that's probably fine. There we go. Okay, so next I gotta get the hands to match that. So the bow upper arm I'll move later, but first I gotta move actual bow forearm. And that's gonna be pretty interesting. I'm gonna do another one. Bow forearm string angle. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna give it some additional movement here. So this is going to come down a little bit. And then it'll come back up. And this will come back up and tilt. Up like this. And then when moving, we still need this to tilt quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more keyframes here. That keyframe looks good. That tilt's good. This tilt needs a little bit more, and then this comes up a bit more here. Okay. Then center this. There's that tilt over to the top. Flatten this out a little bit, move it down. Okay. So now all that's left is to get the upper arm string angle to cooperate. So for this, we turn the upper arm this way, and then we turn the upper arm the other way. So now we have our basic string angle. Now we need our basic string angle when the bow arm is extended. Okay. And then when the bow arm is all the way pulled in, is also pretty important. It looks a little bit funky. I think that's okay. Yeah, it's mostly okay, I think. So let me just, it's a little bit bigger this way. I think that'll be fine. That's all good. Let me turn the body, see if that messed anything up. Doesn't look like it did. Turn the body the other way. That's pretty good. And set that back to center. And body. Yeah, that's alright. That looks alright. Let's set that back to default. So, now we get into the fun stuff. Right, let me grab the fingers here. Probably won't need to be as articulate with these fingers as I did with the other fingers, because these, like, they're something, right? They can even, you know, stretch, right? Their neutral is kind of a relaxed kind of cup shape, but then they can also flex open, because I know that that's also what some stringed instrument musicians will just have a habit of doing. I had a habit of doing that when I was younger. So, back to the right hand though. Well, if you're doing hand tracking, go all the freaking way, you know? So I'm gonna set this to default. Grab... I think I'm going to grab the finger here, the pointer finger. No, actually yeah, I will grab the pointer finger. Pinky base and tip, middle finger, and ring finger. Those will all be part of finger posture for bow hand tracking. Okay. And we'll start that off by having that attached like this. Okay, and then that is also going to be included with the arm cuff, arm glove, palm pieces, thumb. Actually, not the thumb. Bow, hand, wrist. Bow, hand, wrist, hand tracking. Okay. So this is going to be pretty intense. Let me increase the number of... No. This way. Yeah, that's how I want it. Okay, so this one. This one is going to attach to the bowing hand. Okay. First, I have to get this posture correct. There we go. I'm gonna add that for additional correction if I need it. Okay. Bowing hand. Let's make it come up. And the wrist kind of stays where that is. This needs to come down. The wrist maybe down a little bit more. Oops, not what I meant. Okay, and then for the finger posture, that's also going to change. It's going to be a little bit more. Oh, whoops. A little bit more this way. And then down at the bottom, The wrist will recurve back up a little bit. Gonna try to get everything onto here. And there we go. And go back to the posture and move some of these. Go. Okay. That looks right. And then we're gonna do the string angle. Okay. So for this, I'm gonna pull this in a little bit, not too much. The wrist itself will need to pull in. Oh, oops. Pull that in. And then when it comes up, the wrist will also come up with it. Just a little bit. And the fingers will also come up as well. Okay, and then going up this way, gonna bring the wrist up. Okay. Coming back down, it's the other way. I'm gonna bring the fingers in like they're clenching a little bit more. There we go. That's a little better. Let's move this down. This doesn't look too bad, so but then coming back up, we do need the wrist to significantly contract, flex. All the good words. Okay, so now we can take a look at how this all looks when the bow is changing angle. Okay, that's the angle changing. Okay, is your angle changing? Oh yeah, that's good. That is good. I like it. Here's my problem. It doesn't act the same when the body turns. Ah, of course. Of course. So now, okay, reset to defaults. Now I gotta do yeah, I gotta do a wrist hand track XY. So this will need to be tracked to probably X and Y, of course. So let's set that to 0. I hear "Do Your Ears Hang Low" playing. How do you hear that? I don't have anything that sounds like that playing right now. I guess maybe somebody's playing it around you. I don't know. I don't know where you live. That'd be creepy if I did. Okay, so let's see here. To the left is all out of whack. In the center looks okay. Still a little bit out of whack. So I think what I'm going to do is set this to 0. Get rid of these keyframes and just work on these first. So these ones, we're going to first do a little more adjustment here. Okay, and then on this side, we're bringing this down. So that looks correct. Okay. Now we add the body Y. And I know now that it's moving down more than it should, so I'm gonna stretch some of these up and pull some of these fingers up as well. Cool. And going up, I can stretch it out a little bit more. Have the fingers come out a little further. Okay. This side, I also got to do something similar. Okay, there we go. That looks pretty good. Now let's see if I move the bowing hand and I move the body around. It is still messed up. Okay, great. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set this to 0. Take a look at what this seems like at high angles. Yep, that looks pretty inconsistent at high angles, so I'm gonna add this to the keyframes. So we're gonna do angles all the way to the right. Actually, I might be able to do this in the forearm movement. Yeah, I'll do this in the forearm movement. It'll work better. Pretty sure. So I'll just bring this out a little bit. Turn. Pull it down. Turn a little bit more. And then when it's across this way, right? Bring it over here. Pull this out a little bit. That looks good. Down. There we go. Looks pretty good. Bring that out a little bit more. Bring this in. Pull that. This. Pull. Pull this a little bit. Pull this in a little bit. Turn. Bring it up. There we go. Pull that back. Bring this up. This down. Pull out a little bit. A bit of an angle there. There we go. And this one can also be out a little bit. I'm going to turn it a little bit. Okay, that looks right. And now I gotta do it for the other. All of my other keyframes. Ugh. Splendid. Okay, there's another one. I don't need these out that far. That's good. Turn this a little bit. Pull it up. Pull it out. All the way up. And pull it in a little bit. There we go. All the way across. That looks okay. Finger's a little bit Slenderman-y. So, gonna fix that. Gonna fix that. This as well. Okay, and then down this way. Bring that in. Are. And then top center is going to need Bit of an adjustment. Yeah, that's better. Okay, let's tilt it the other way and do the whole thing again. Okay, it needs to come out a little bit. This also needs to come out a little bit. Same for this. There we go. There's that. We're almost there. Almost there. Just gonna bring these fingers in so they look natural. Okay, that looks good. And it tilts good. Real quick, I'm gonna check these keyframes at neutral. Neutral is good. Let me turn. Neutral with a slight tilt is okay. Not amazing. Still believably in the correct posture. So, last bit. Oh yeah, that's not the correct posture at all. So, we get to do this thing again. Okay. Okay, there's that. Okay. This is going to come down a bit. Then at center, this has to come out a bit. This has to come out quite some more. There we go. This also has to come out quite a bit. Okay, there we go. Let's reattach. Next corner. Pull that out. Pull this bit back in. Let's pick a little bit up, a little bit over. Just little adjustments until you basically get it perfect. I think with no deflection, this is basically perfect already. Pretty close to it. Oh, wait, no. No. I was wrong. Ah! Ah! No! Okay. Alright. From the top. Let's bring that out. Okay, the center looks pretty decent. I don't know if I would change much. Maybe a little bit of a tweak here, a little bit of a tweak here. A little bit more of a tweak here. There we go. Here as well. Then all the way down, this is gonna come down quite a bit. Wish I could play violin, but I'm sadly a noob. It's okay. Everybody's a noob when they start playing violin. And then after like 10 years, you can be a beginner. Isn't that just how it feels to play a stringed instrument sometimes? I certainly feel that way about it. Okay, let's see here. Okay, there we go. Down all the way. And then all the way across. Okay, so now I need to adjust this wrist here. Yeah, because it's really off the wrist at this angle, which is not a good thing to have here. This is supposed to be correctly sized, I suppose you'd say. There. Same here. Oh, oops, I selected the wrong thing again. Wrist. There it is. And then at this angle, it looks fine. Right, that all looks decent. Decent enough. That's how it is for almost all instruments. So many little adjustments. Yes. Yeah, the whole like, oh yeah, you're gonna be practicing this for the rest of your life in order to become a master at the age of dead. Musicianship. For an average person. If you got talent, maybe you'll become a master by the age of, I don't know, 50? Okay, so we got all this motion here, and we have our bowing hand that does bowing hand things. Yeah? Cool. And then we have fingers. And the left hand will move up, and the wrist will flex a little bit. You can, like, you know, do your fingers a little bit better this way. So I'm going to set everything back to default. There is something to be said about the amount of setup that you have to do even after getting the complete model in VTube Studio, because there's a lot of parameters that they don't auto set up. So you have to actually assign them manually. It'll take a bit, but you play around with it for a bit and you'll get it. So, now I have all this done. All the hard stuff is done. Or most of the hard stuff is done. I'm gonna just grab the ruffles here and just do ruffle physics. Simple ruffle physics. I'm not doing like complicated physics on this one. Doesn't need it. Okay. It's gonna be ruffle physics bow 2. Okay, and this is going to be ruffle physics bow 3. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, okay. I got it now. Let me replicate this parameter here. And this will be here and renamed bow hand physics. Unfortunately, if this were 3D, I could like have like physics for everything, but in 2D, it's kind of like, oh. I need to practice 3D, honestly. I've not done it for who knows how long. I certainly don't. I've already forgotten. So, ruffles going down. Ruffles going up. Okay. Gonna do basically the same here. Let's reduce the number of dots I have to pull, make it a little easier. Okay. ruffling upwards. And then downwards. Cool. Now that I have this physics here, I also need to do the ruffle back physics, which are also important. So, back bow ruffle 1. Back bow ruffle 2. Back bow ruffle 3. You know, honestly, I have a feeling that if any of the Iron Vertex people like watched me do this stuff, they'd be like, "Oh, she's such a dumbass. She's doing this in the most stupid way possible." And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Okay, so this needs to go into back bow ruffle 3. Cool. So I'm moving all of this down, get that physics motion going. Okay, back bow ruffle 2, just really just trying to get most of this to be happy. There we are. Back bow ruffle 1. And honestly, the first time I learned to do live2d, I was just like trying my best, doing my bestest. And I did everything the hard way. And I shouldn't have done everything the hard way, but I did. So that's what I did. That's what I got. Alright, now let me turn the body and see if this ruffle still makes any kind of sense. No, it's a little bit wonky. Okay, so what I'm gonna have to do is add another parameter here. specifically for 3. I guess it would be it wouldn't hurt to put it on 1. Okay. So back bow 3. Gonna leave this kind of connected here. Okay, and I'm also going to go to the ruffle physics for the bow and add this angle as well. This is a pretty important angle to have the physics quite right. Okay, there we go. There we are. There we go. A little bit of physics. I almost forgot about you, little thumb. Okay, you, thumb, are gonna go below the viola bow. Like, below. There we go. Let me see if it's in any weird spots. Yeah, it's in a few weird spots. Set to default. Bow, thumb, XY. You know, will you really miss anything without having the thumb here? I wonder. I wonder if it really adds that much. So I'm gonna go up. The thumb will go down. Then all the way down, the thumb will basically stay. Okay, across. I'm gonna pull the thumb up a little bit. Squish it and bring it down. You'll kind of barely see it, honestly, in this angle. little bit. I kind of feel like the thumb doesn't really stand out very much. And even when the bow moves, it's like just kind of there, you know? Oh no, I found an edge case. Oh no, I found an edge case. Okay, this is a... Oh, okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. I thought I was done. I'm not. Oh boy. I thought I was done. I was sorely mistaken. Okay, and then here. Let's come in a little bit. Alright. Oh my god. Okay, there's that. There we are. Okay. Now I gotta make sure that all of these are happy. This one doesn't look very happy. This also doesn't look very happy. Okay. So now, on to the next. Okay, center is a little bit off. Gotta move that down a little. Corner comes out. Rotation, a little bit out, a little bit down. A little bit further, a little bit higher. Center. A little bit smaller. A little bit of rotation. Okay. Go to center here. Look at all of these keyforms to make sure that none of it looks out of place. This one looks a little off, so you can move these in. Okay, this is needing a bit of adjustment there. That's okay. This looks not okay. There we go. All right. And then tilted. Oh my gosh. That is some really off stuff right there. There we go. There we are. Turn this, pull that up. And center here needs to be up a little bit higher. Okay. Okay, the fingers kind of look okay, except for this spot. This spot looks bad. Okay, that's better. This spot needs a bit of adjustment. Okay, let me set that to the center. Again, this is off. Squish that in. There we go. This looks okay for now. Okay, how does this look? This one's pretty off. Turn it, move it up. Turn it a little bit more. There we go. Hand tracking is an absolute pain in the butt. Never do it. Never do it if you're not really into live2d. Now if you're really into live2d, well, go ahead. But 3D hand tracking, easier. Okay, let me just down a little bit. Go. Okay, that's pretty good. So far, I've checked all the combinations on these 3. I have 9 more times that I have to check these combos. Right, this combo looks okay. How's this combo look? That looked a little bit bad. Okay, that's pretty good. Center? How about center? This needs a little bit of adjustment there. This needs a bit more adjustment here. This one also needs a bit. Looks good. That looks okay. Looks okay. That looks okay. Let me go back to here and double check my work. These fingers are in the right spot. Okay, good. And then let's see how these look. This one is scooted over a little too far. Okay, that's better. And a little bit. There we go. Okay. I think on this side we're gonna have a lot fewer problems because there's a lot less motion. Never mind, I found a problem. Oh. And I thought this part would have less things out of line. Nope, it's exactly the same. Okay, there we go. I'm not that sick. Okay, so bow out, up, blah. Yep, that's okay. That's okay. And then this part. Oh wait, I forgot to do the tilted. Because when it's tilted, there's a significant difference in these angles here. And that can change how it all is supposed to look. Turning that, bringing that down, that's good. This needs to be brought out. There we go. All the way up. Okay. There we are. Okay, I'm gonna check these corners. These corners look okay. The fingers don't look super out of place. Good. How's this? These fingers look like they're in about the right spot. Yeah. And this corner? Nope. This needs a little bit of a twist. There we go. Okay, that's better. This back, that down, still has to come back a little bit. Maybe tilt it a little bit too. Okay. And then in center, it's that doesn't look too bad. And then tilt it the other way. That looks okay. That looks okay. Alright, last corner. Okay. And this corner looks about right. Could use a little bit of a shift. Yep, there we go. This looks okay. Maybe a little bit less here. And that also looks mostly okay. Could be turned a little bit more. Pulled back. This one looks a little bit funky though. Let's try that. That's better. Okay, we're in center. Fingers are mostly in the right spot. That looks decent. Except for here. This needs to come out a little bit more. Needs to tilt and come down. Okay. This can come in a little bit. Tilt it over. Let's make it bigger. Okay, now I see a really big correction here. Okay, that's a correction that I'm fine with. Okay. And almost there, I think. This one's almost there. Let me turn it a little bit. Pull it out flush. There we go. Okay, so these are handled. These bits are handled. Now I gotta go to the viola shoulder thing. Give me a moment. Shoulder. Hand tracked shoulder. Okay, so the hand tracked shoulder. We'll need a little more motion. Okay. Right, and then down, up. This needs to come up a little more. There we go. Okay, now let's see what this looks like turned. Right? Does that look bad? Sorta, not really. We turn it the other way. See how that looks. That looks okay. I think that's gonna also need another parameter, honestly. Okay, and then it's all right. That's okay. This looks okay. This looks okay. That looks okay. That looks okay. Right? So I'm gonna go back to the one that I saw an issue with. See, oh, there it is. There we are. Okay, so now I'm gonna look at all these other positions, see how that looks. That looks okay. Right. The last thing is that I'm not going to make this move. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make a move. That's the one lazy thing. You can roast me in the comments. That's fine. That's fine. Roast me in the comments for this little one. F in the chat for this little bow. Alright, over to physics. Okay, let's see here. We are gonna add a new one. This is gonna be called bow ruffle. Input is going to be a single pendulum. We're going to add the bow Y and also bow X. Okay, so this is going to be angle. Okay, output. We're going to add the output. That's going to be over here. Bowhand physics. Alright. So I'm going to go down here and... Okay, that looks good. Okay, I'm going to change this one to position, and then this one to angle. Okay, now let's see. Okay, and then I'm going to shorten this duration to like 5, because these ruffles aren't really that long. Cool, that looks right. That looks right. Maybe 6. That looks good. Let me see where the toggle is. Wing toggle. Okay, let me see how the bowing hand looks with this. This doesn't look too bad at all. Oh. Oops. Oops. It makes a little, it clips through a little bit. That might not be intentional. So I'm gonna have to move this so that it's up higher above the shoulder. Otherwise, that's good. So let me change the Ola toggle default to 0. Set to default. Wing toggle. So, this I'm going to bring that up to about here. Okay, there we go. That's better. Back to the physics settings. And let me toggle that wing wrap. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna then make sure that the wing wrap does its thing at high angles as well. Okay, there we go. There we are. Back to the modeling. Wing wrap on. Let's take a look. That looks correct. Right, viola toggle. Let's get the bowing hand all the way up. Right, that's out of the way. Cool. Alright, last thing. Eye bags. I didn't have these before. I didn't have these rigged before. I probably should have at the beginning, but that's okay. I can do them now. Let me give them a automatic standard art mesh. Come over here, and I'm going to replicate the parameter. This is going to be called eye bags. And these, I think I will try to put them into come on. Face. Okay, I'm gonna put these in eyes instead. Let me look at the eyes. Okay. Let me see here. That looks good. That's good. Alright. Reset to default. Eyes. Where's the face? Where's the face base? There it is. ID. Copy. Eye bags, clipping ID, face. Oh, one more thing I will need to check here. Let me open up. Okay, let me open up wings. Okay, the wings are toggled. How about the shawl? I suppose you wouldn't use the shawl and the wings together at the same time? Maybe? I don't know. Okay, so you wouldn't use them at the same time. Because that's really the only thing. Don't bother making them work together? Okay. Reset everything to default. I'm going to turn the shawl on. Then grab these. Because these need physics. Almost forgot about that. Almost forgot. Let's do it. So bat wing left, white bow left, lower. left bow lace. Okay. So these will be shawl bow left. Give me a minute. Oh, I'm still muted. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. I was explaining that I was going to do the bounces here separately. You know, sometimes I'm a little scatterbrained, especially on the evenings, which is basically all the time. So let's see. Now I gotta grab the lace and bow uppers. I don't need to grab the bow lace lowers. Shawl bow 2. And this will also have a bounce. Okay, let me see if I can give this a reflection vertically. There we go. Nice. Let's set this to 0. And you know, at least you noticed quickly. I don't know if it was quick enough, to be completely honest with you. But let's just say it was. It's absolutely all in the bow. I don't know if I want to do the sway, because this doesn't really sway that much. But we can still do it. We can still do it. No problem. So, a little bit of a sway this way. Okay, and then we're going to reflect that horizontally. Link. Synthesize corners. Go back over to the toggles. Turn the shawl back on. You know, that's one of the things in live2d that gets a little bit frustrating. That every time you synthesize corners, it sets everything to default. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. So, we're just gonna do the last 2 pieces, which is just the ribbons. Shawl, ribbons. And that will be attached here. A little bit of bounce. Just a little bit of bounce. Okay, sway. Let's get everything moving here. There we go. Reflect motion horizontally. Okay, that's pretty good. And then we'll attach this all together. Synthesize corners. Shawl toggle. That looks right. Let's go over to modeling. Take a look at this. So let's see, there's the shawl toggle. Yeah, that looks right. That all looks good. Cool. Just gonna save everything. Yep, everything looks good. all the toggles, nothing left out. Yeah. No. Are we back? Are we back? Okay, looks like we are back. Cool. So. I was looking at the thumb. And you probably won't need it. Because it's a cool little detail if, you know, you get it right, but also, when are you really gonna see the thumb? When are you really gonna see the thumb? It's hidden. It's so hidden. And the way that the bowing is, I kind of don't see the use for leaving the thumb there. So I'm actually just gonna delete it. Because I haven't seen an instance where the thumb has actually, like, been of great benefit. Know what I mean? It's just kind of here. Like, that's not what the thumb's supposed to look like. Only part of the time. Only part of the time. So, we're taking the thumb out. Cool. Movement looks pretty good though. Yeah. Yeah, I would hope. I would hope. Right. A few more things. So at this angle, the hand looks weird. So I'm gonna try to make it so that the wrist doesn't look weird. It's gonna be kind of hard. Let's see here. Can I make this work? Let me see if the hand looks funny in this posture. Okay, how about this? How about this posture? A little bit funky. You did separate the wrist, it's just kind of hard to make it look round. I say it's just hard to make it look round. It's at such a high angle that it's just, no, you're not gonna make it round. Not unless you, like, overtax it and make it so that the model has, like, way too many deform things. Oh, hi, Arisu. Actually, oh, I don't know where. This reminds me. There's a character that I remember with the same name, Arisu Arisugawa. And she's so adorable. She's so cute, and I don't even remember. don't even remember. Wait a second. Is it that VTuber manga? I feel like it's that VTuber manga. That there's an Arisuga in it. Or maybe it's some other manga. I'm almost certain it's from manga. I've read that name. I've seen I've seen the face. I remember the face. I just don't know where from. To be completely honest, it's like I wouldn't put it past humanity to have found the same name in completely different methods over and over. You know how many kids named Eric there were in school when I was growing up? There was like 5 of them. They were all in my class. And there was like 2 Pats, like 4 Jessicas, 3 Rachels. Oh, you have no idea. I have seen so many repeat names. I guess all the kids who grew up with the repeat names got like kind of traumatized having their name be like shared with somebody else, and they're like, let's name our kid something that nobody else will name their kid. And then now we have whatever that name is, X whatever. XAEA 12 something. Oh. I'm thankful that they did not approve that name in the hospital. I would feel so terrible for that kid. But yeah, like, I mean, if you think about it, you go to, like, if you think about it in Japan, there's probably a lot of people with, you know, was it Takanashi as a name? That seems like a quintessential name. Takanashi. And then, Tanaka. Or something like that. Once I was at a shopping mall and my mom ordered some food from a place she never went before. She got someone else's plate because they had the same name. Amazing. Badly spelled names to feel special. Exactly. Exactly. But my parents never grew up with that, so I never got that. Ah, shit, my kayfabe. Not that I really cared about it that much. So yeah, let me do the texture atlas here. Gonna make the texture atlas nice and big. All model images. Just, yeah, all model images. Whew, that's a lot of model images. Look at that. Azu, how much do I have to practice live2d to have your skill level? LOL. More than you'd want. More than you'd want. Honestly, it's more of a hobby and kind of a waste of time for me. Because like the first model I rigged is the one well, not exactly the one I'm using right now. There's This is a much improved version, but the original one is still using the same artwork. Because I drew this with the intent of modeling it, so every single layer was made so that I could turn it around and get all like high angle and everything. Look at that. I want to have live2d as a job one day, even if not full-time. That'll make it, but I want to try. I mean, follow your dreams, I guess, if you want to. I would probably suggest not only just doing like models for like VTubers, because that's really niche. That's just like an interest that I have. But I know like live2d artists, they'll do some stuff more along the lines of what you see in gacha games. So like they take a character and they like cut it and they make sure that you've got nice blends at the seams, and then you like animate it like a breathing animation, or maybe some other like motion animations, minor motion animations. Those are pretty good. Let me see here. I'm gonna turn on hand tracking because I just want to play with it. Honestly, I just want to play with it. I mean, since I'm already doing like we're only seeing live2d cubism. Oh yeah, I'm doing the texture atlas. It's saving right now. It is saving right now. It's taking a while. It is arranging so many things. It's having so much trouble. Go computer, go. Go computer, go. You know, the hand tracking with the webcam is a little bit finicky. So, yeah. What's really funny to me is that sometimes I'll like just sit at the camera, right? I'll be talking and I'll be using my hands. I'll be like gesturing. And then I realize, oh shit, I can't see my hands. Why am I gesturing with my hands? Why am I gesturing with my hands? So you can kind of imagine I'm just like sitting here gesturing at my computer, just like, yeah, totally. That's absolutely what I'm trying to get across. I'm telling it with my hands. You can't see them. I'm telling it. Except for now you can see them, sort of. It's a little buggy. Oh my goodness. It is trying to do so many textures. I remember seeing Ozzy going insane over the hand turn in live2d. Oh. Yeah, I remember. You were like, I was like showing you like little snapshots. And I was like, this is a pain. And I was like, I'm never doing this ever again. You know, like, because the way that I have hands drawn, right? I have my fingernails. And then on the other side, you have my actual, like, hand, but then see the back of the hand here. That's a nice little trick. And then posing the hand this way works. Nothing looks weird, and then you can turn the hand around and close it that way. And it still kind of looks right. And it's like one finger at a time. Ooh, Texture Atlas finished. Oh my god. It's doing it. It is doing it. Yeah, so my computer's having a bit of a conniption. But it'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. Honestly, this is how I felt when I was doing my own model, because like when I was when I was doing all the rigging for my own model, I was like all my texture atlasing and everything just got so crazy. And it definitely took about the same amount of time to save my progress. So I'm just like sitting here waiting for it to save. Actually, I'm gonna have some Sprite. I bought some Sprite yesterday and I put it in my backpack when I went to work and I forgot. I had it. So now I have a bottle of Sprite and I don't know how much is still in there, but okay. It's still a little fizzy. Okay, question. Soda, cola, Coke, whatever you want to call it. Do you like it fizzy or flat? Oh my god, it tracked my hand. It tracked my hand drinking the soda. So if I can't take a drink and just like empty it all the way in one go, all in one go, then I don't like the drink as much. Yeah. So soda makes that really hard. Soda makes that pretty darn hard. The other day, I actually also the file finished saving, so that's nice. And now I can export physics settings. No, wait, no, cancel. I'm gonna export for runtime. SDK. Yeah. I'm gonna export everything at 1:1. I'm gonna export it as Yam Albat v2. And now it's saving. I know, right? Pretty fun. Oh, I don't know if I've ever said this, but like the other day, I was watching a little bit of like VTuber YouTube, you know, stuff like VTubers watch, especially if we're small. The stuff we just are absolutely addicted to. The how to design stuff and like how to whatever, how to this or that. There's one about logos and I thought it was pretty funny because they put up a picture of Ceres Fauna from Hololive, the logo for the name logo. And they, you know, had it on screen. I was like, okay, that's Ceres Fauna. And then they're like, now shrink test. And they shrunk it down to be really small. And the only things that stood out were C R-S-A-N, and then the little bit of the leaf. Yeah, it's Squidgy's video. And that little bit of the leaf kind of looked like a T, so now I just cannot think about series fauna without just thinking, also. I don't know, that just gets me. That just gets me. That the logo was designed in such a way that when you look at it from a distance, it just looks like Croissant. Croissant. And it's so relevant that that became a meme, like, earlier this year. It became a meme, and now I see this. I just can't go back. I can't go back. Yeah, absolutely go watch it. It's like, why do VTuber logos suck or something like that? I don't remember exactly the wording for the title. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay, so I think with this, I'm gonna ship it off to Yam and be like, hey, test out shit. I don't know, I'm just, I need to set up, make some preset files first, so that the, because you can't automatically set it up, you have to, like, manually set up a bunch of stuff, like I said earlier, so I'm gonna manually set up some stuff. That way it'll recognize the hand tracking. And then you can, and then I'll send it. I'll compress it and send it. You feel like learning new things every time you do rigging? I do learn new things. Pretty often. Sometimes it's more of, I learned that I thought I learned a new thing, and instead, all I learned is brute force it. A lot of my rigging is just like, no shortcuts, brute force, let's go. How many layers? Yam said it was like over 500 layers. When I look at my own model, I think I have more than that. I think I have more layers than that. It's probably because they're all trying to have creative logos, but they're all using the same letter font. Yeah, that's kind of true. That's kind of true. See, I don't use a letter font. I use brush. I use a script. I do it myself. I really do like my logo. Hold on, let me go to one of my screens that has my logo. I think it's like my intermission screen. Yeah, this one. So I really like that logo. I really like the shape of it, especially when you like black it out. Like, I went through that whole video and I went back and thought about my logo and I was like, oh shit. I actually fit the oh yeah, this is recognizable as a silhouette. And oh shit, this is actually, you know, when it's shrunk down pretty small, it's still kind of recognizable. It is a little bit complicated though, so it's hard to make like a simplified version of it. But I mean, I guess you could still make a simplified version of it anyways. It just kind of matches my hair. I love that. Yeah, I don't know. I have a weakness for script, brushstroke logos, calligraphy logos. Just like all those like typeface fonts, I'm not a fan of. It feels a little too like manufactured. I like my art to feel like art. I don't know, that's just a personal taste thing. It is really hard for a person to, like, make manual letters. Like, just hand-draw letters that look printed. That's just not how our hands are supposed to work. Yep, so, with that, I'm gonna do some tuning. I'm gonna get this all packed up and shipped over, and then I think the next time you see me, it'll be a Wednesday again. Maybe a Thursday, honestly, I don't know. Maybe next week on Thursday? No, that's a little bit too long of a gap. I think maybe I'll even do Saturday. Maybe I might have some time on Saturday. I'll do something on it. Play that video game that I wanted to play last weekend. It's a boring video game, but I like it. I get to make a spaceship. Or if not, I don't know. I'll figure out something. I'll figure out something. I'll put like some like placeholder screen thumbnail thing for the waiting room, and then y'all can guess at what it's gonna be. So, till then, I hope you all have a good day, good night, wherever you are. I'll see you next time. Jana.